You see, there's a certain feeling that comes before a breakthrough, a stirring in the spirit, a quiet whisper that says, "Get ready." Most people ignore that whisper. They look at their circumstances, the obstacles, the delays, and they let fear drown out the promise. But a few, just a few, hold on to that whisper. They protect it like a flame in the wind. They speak it, they walk with it, and they prepare for it even when everyone else says, "It's never going to happen." I told you something was coming, and now it's here. This moment, right here, is proof that believing without seeing is not foolishness. It's faith. It's power. It's vision. There was a time when you had nothing but the idea, nothing but the feeling. Maybe people laughed at you. Maybe they said you were chasing a fantasy, dreaming too big, talking too loud. Maybe they called you crazy because you dared to speak of something that didn't yet exist. But look around now, the thing you once saw only in your mind has stepped into reality. The season you once felt deep inside your chest has arrived. You didn't imagine it. You were being prepared for it. There's a truth that too many people miss. When you sense something great coming, it's not just a dream, it's a calling. It's your future knocking, testing to see if you'll answer. It's life asking, "Will you believe me before I show you?" The hardest part of any journey is not the climb, it's the wait. It's the silence before the sound, the delay before the door opens. The time when it feels like nothing's working, even though you've done everything right. That's the place where most people give up. They misinterpret silence as absence, but silence is not absence, it's preparation. While you were waiting, something was growing. While you were doubting, something was aligning. While you were wondering if it was ever going to happen, heaven was putting the pieces together. I told you something was coming, and now it's here, and I need you to understand this. Arrival doesn't mean it's time to relax. It means it's time to rise. This is not the end of the journey, it's the beginning of your new chapter. The promise fulfilled is not a full stop. It's a comma leading to greater purpose. You see, when something finally shows up, when your vision becomes visible, that's when you must become vigilant. Success brings new pressure. Blessings bring new battles. The higher you rise, the thinner the air becomes, and not everyone can breathe where you're going. You're not here to prove them wrong anymore. You're here to live what you were born for. Think back for a moment to the late nights when you were tired but didn't quit. To the mornings you woke up and said, "Maybe today," even though yesterday broke you. Think about the times when no one noticed the effort, no one clapped, no one understood. You didn't quit. You kept going. You kept trusting that something was coming. That persistence, that quiet endurance, is the reason you're standing here now. And let's be honest, this didn't come easy. You had to let go of people who didn't see what you saw. You had to walk alone when the crowd took another path. You had to face doors that slammed shut and still keep your faith. You had to wrestle with fear, with doubt, with yourself. But every test was training. Every heartbreak was molding you. Every setback was setting you up. I told you something was coming, and now it's here. And now that it's here, what will you do with it?
You see, a lot of people pray for the moment, but few are ready for the weight of it. When what you've spoken finally shows up, you must carry it with discipline, not pride.
You must protect it with purpose, not ego, because arrival can destroy the unprepared. This is your time to prove that what you believed wasn't luck. It was leadership. You were not guessing, you were guided. You were not dreaming, you were being designed. There's something sacred about seeing what you once only spoke. It humbles you. It reminds you that the vision was never about you alone. It's bigger, It's about impact. It's about influence. It's about becoming the living proof that faith still works, that patience still pays, that preparation is never wasted. When you walk into this new season, don't forget where you came from. Don't forget the moments that almost broke you. They built the strength you now stand on. Don't forget the people who stood by you when there was nothing to see. They deserve to see you shine. And don't forget those who doubted not to hold resentment, but to hold gratitude. They pushed you to depend on your own belief. I told you something was coming, and now it's here. And I want you to remember this. Manifestation is not magic. It's alignment. It's when preparation meets the appointed time. You did the work. You stayed consistent. You didn't let the delays define you. And now the season has caught up to your spirit. Look around, feel it. This is what you prayed for. This is what you spoke in the dark. This is what you wrote down when nobody was watching. It's here and it's real. But the story doesn't stop here, because something even greater is coming next. Every time you reach a new level, a new horizon appears. That's how life works. Each arrival reveals another mountain to climb. And that's beautiful, because the moment you stop stretching, you start shrinking. The moment you stop growing, you start dying. The moment you think you've made it, you start losing it. So while you celebrate this moment, and you should keep your heart ready for the next one, you've proven that faith works. You've proven that patience pays. You've proven that speaking life brings life. Now you must prove that you can carry success with humility. I told you something was coming, and now it's here. Do you feel it? That surge of gratitude, that awareness that you're standing in something you once only imagined. That's not coincidence, that's confirmation. You're living in answered prayers. You're walking in what was once only written in your journal, spoken in your prayers, or pictured in your dreams. And it came not because of luck, not because of chance, but because you refused to give up. The world may never know the full story, the tears, the nights, the doubt, but you know. And God knows. That's why this victory feels different. Because you earned it in silence. You didn't have a cheering section. You had conviction. You didn't have applause. You had assignment. I told you something was coming, and now it's here. But don't let this moment make you comfortable. Let it make you committed. Let it awaken something even deeper inside you. You've proven that faith can bring a vision to life. Now use that same faith to help others find theirs. You see, your breakthrough isn't just about you. It's a signal to someone else that theirs is on the way. Your success becomes their evidence. Your story becomes their strategy. When they see you standing where you once struggled, they realize that they can too. That's the real power of this moment, not just that you made it, but that your arrival lights the path for others. So don't just stand in the light, shine it forward. Speak life into someone else. Remind them something is coming for you too. Just don't stop believing, because that's how the cycle continues. Every generation needs someone bold enough to say it before it happens. Someone willing to look foolish for believing. Someone willing to prepare for something no one else can see. You were that person. You are that person. And now, you must keep that spirit alive. I told you something was coming, and now it's here. But the truth is, something else is coming too. Every victory carries the seed of the next one. Every fulfilled dream births a new vision. Every answered prayer leads to another level of purpose. Don't stop dreaming because one dream came true. Don't stop believing because one door opened. Don't stop pushing because the mountain moved. You didn't come this far to plateau. You came this far to rise even higher. And let me tell you something, the next chapter will be greater. The next door will be bigger. The next season will require even more faith, but it will also bring even greater reward. Because when you've proven faithful with little, you are entrusted with much. I told you something was coming, and now it's here. So stand tall, lift your head, take a deep breath and feel the weight of destiny on your shoulders, not as a burden, but as a crown. You've been through too much to doubt yourself now. You've endured too much to play small. You've survived too much to shrink back. This is your moment. This is your time. What once was someday is now today. What once was if is now it is. You are walking in the reality of what you once only spoke by faith. You are living in the answer, but don't forget, this is just the beginning. You see, faith is not a one-time event. It's a lifestyle. It's a daily decision to keep walking, keep believing, keep growing. Just because something arrived doesn't mean your mission is done. It means you're ready for more. So keep your heart open. Keep your hands ready. Keep your mind sharp. Because what's coming next will make this moment look small. I told you something was coming, and now it's here. And if you ever doubt again, just look back on this day. Remember what it felt like to finally see what you spoke. Remember the moment your faith met your future. Let it remind you that nothing is impossible for the one who keeps going. The road ahead won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Because you've already proven that the struggle doesn't stop you, it strengthens you. So rise, speak, and keep moving forward. The world needs what's inside you. And one day soon, you'll stand in another moment just like this one. Look back at everything that's about to happen next and say again, you see, before anything ever becomes real in this world, it exists first in the unseen, in the space of belief. That's where everything begins. Every dream, every movement, every revolution that's ever changed the course of humanity began as a thought that no one else could see. That's the power of belief before proof. It's when you can't yet hold it, but you know it's coming. It's when the evidence is missing, but the conviction is burning inside your chest. It's when people look at you and see nothing, but you look at yourself and see everything that's about to unfold. The world tells you, I'll believe it when I see it. But the ones who change the world whisper back, I'll see it because I believe it. Belief before proof, that's the birthplace of every miracle. When you start speaking about your dream, you'll notice something. The world won't clap right away. People won't understand it. They'll tilt their heads, they'll doubt your words, they'll smile politely, but in their hearts, they won't see what you see. And that's okay, because your conviction was never meant to be visible to everyone. It was placed inside you for a reason. When no one else sees it, that's the test. When no one else believes it, that's the fire. When no one else stands with you, that's the refining. That's when the dream either dies or deepens. Belief before proof means you build even when there's no blueprint. You speak even when your voice shakes. You move even when your feet are heavy. You show up when no one's watching. Because you understand something most people don't, that faith is not pretending the storm isn't real. Faith is knowing the sun will rise again. You can't wait for confirmation from people who don't share your calling. They don't have to see it. They're not supposed to. Some people can only believe after it happens. But you're called to believe before.
That's the difference between dreamers and doubters, between leaders and followers, between visionaries and spectators.
You see, belief before proof is lonely, it's quiet, it's heavy, it's not glamorous, but that's where the power lies. That's where your character is built. That's where destiny takes root in the soil of isolation, watered by faith, and grown in the light of patience.
Do you know what makes belief so powerful? It bends reality. It tells the universe what to prepare for.
When you walk with conviction, creation begins to align itself with your steps. Doors start to move. Opportunities begin to form. The right people start appearing. Not because you're lucky, but because you're ready. You can't attract what you don't believe in. You can't hold what you haven't already seen in your mind. So many people wait for proof before they believe. They say, "I'll start when I see signs." But the truth is, the signs appear after you move, not before. Motion reveals the miracle. Belief before proof means you trust your inner voice more than the outer noise. It means when everyone says no, you whisper yes. It means you walk into the dark believing that light is waiting for you on the other side. And I'll tell you something, the ones who change the game are never the ones with the most evidence. They're the ones with the most faith.
The ones who stand in the middle of doubt and still declare, "Something's coming. I can't explain it yet, but I feel it." That's where creation happens.
That's where destiny ignites. When you choose to believe without proof, you give permission for the impossible to unfold. That's how mountains move. That's how doors open. That's how history shifts. And yes, people will doubt you. They'll question your timing, your decisions, your sanity. They'll tell you to be realistic. But what they call unrealistic today, they'll call miraculous tomorrow. So hold your belief like fire in your hands, protect it, feed it, speak it. Don't let anyone extinguish it. Because one day, those same people who couldn't see what you saw will look at what you've built and say, "You were right."
And you'll smile, not out of pride, but out of peace. Because you'll know that the power of belief before proof was never about proving them wrong. It was about proving to yourself that you were right to believe. It was about trusting the whisper before the world could hear it. I told you something was coming, and the reason I could say that with confidence long before the signs appeared was because I believed it. Deep down I knew it. I carried it. Because that's where all greatness starts, not in evidence, not in applause, not in recognition, but in conviction. Belief before proof is the birthplace of everything extraordinary. And if you have that kind of belief, the kind that refuses to quit, the kind that keeps standing, the kind that keeps seeing the unseen, then it's only a matter of time before the world catches up to your vision. Transformation through struggle, that's where the real story lives. See, everyone loves the light, but no one talks enough about the dark. The quiet, hidden hours where no one's watching, where no one's cheering, where no one's posting applause or praise. That's where transformation happens. The dark isn't your enemy, it's your classroom. It's the place where character is carved, where strength is sharpened, where faith is refined. Everyone wants the manifestation, but few are willing to endure the preparation. Everyone wants the glory, but few want the grind. But make no mistake, every bright moment you'll ever live through is built in the shadows you once survived. Preparation in the dark always precedes manifestation in the light. Think about it. Seeds don't grow in sunlight first.
They grow underground, hidden, buried, surrounded by dirt and pressure. But something sacred happens in that hidden place. In the darkness, the seed breaks. It cracks open. It releases what's been locked inside all along. That breaking isn't the end, it's the beginning. The same is true for you. Those moments when life broke you, when you felt buried under the weight of disappointment, heartbreak, and delay, you weren't being destroyed. You were being planted. You weren't buried to die. You were buried to rise. Transformation always feels like breaking before it feels like breakthrough. Because before anything can emerge in the light, it has to be shaped in the dark. That's where discipline is born. That's where faith learns to stand without evidence. That's where your heart learns what your head can't yet understand. People might not see your preparation. They might overlook your effort, your nights of silence, your prayers, your sacrifices. But that's okay. The dark doesn't need witnesses. It only needs work. The dark is where you build muscle no one can measure, resilience, patience, endurance, faith. And when the light finally shines, people will think you appeared overnight. They'll call it luck. They'll call it timing. They'll call it talent. But you'll know the truth. You'll know that every bright moment you're standing in now was purchased by pain, persistence, and perseverance in the shadows. You'll know that your success is built on struggle. The world celebrates results, but heaven celebrates resilience. It's easy to praise God in the light, but the real power is when you learn to praise Him in the dark. When you still speak life over yourself while you're in the waiting, when you still show up, even when the outcome hasn't shown up yet. That's preparation, that's training, that's transformation. When life presses you, it's not to punish you, it's to prepare you. Pressure is proof that something inside you is being shaped for purpose. Just like gold is refined by fire, you are refined by challenge. And here's the truth. The dark season doesn't last forever. It never does. Every night has a morning. Every winter has a spring. Every struggle has an expiration date. The key is not to quit in the dark, because quitting in the dark guarantees you'll never see the light. Hold on, keep showing up, keep working when no one sees you, keep building when no one believes in you, keep trusting when the timing doesn't make sense. Because one day, the light will hit what you've been building, and everything will make sense. That's when manifestation arrives. That's when people finally see the thing you've been cultivating quietly. That's when the doors open, the favor flows, the dream takes shape. But by then, you'll be ready, because you've already been trained for the weight of what's coming. If you try to step into manifestation without preparation, you'll crumble under what you prayed for. That's why God lets you wrestle in private before He rewards you in public. He lets you fight unseen battles so you can stand with unseen strength. The dark doesn't disqualify you, it develops you. It's in the struggle that you discover what you're made of. It's in the pain that you find your purpose. It's in the waiting that your wings grow strong enough to fly. The dark is not a punishment, it's a process. Every champion was once a contender who refused to quit when things got hard. Every diamond was once just a piece of coal that stayed under pressure long enough to shine. Every masterpiece was once just a messy sketch drawn in silence. So don't despise your process. Don't rush your preparation. Don't curse your darkness. It's doing something in you that the light never could. The dark teaches you dependence. It teaches you how to walk by faith and not by sight. It teaches you how to keep moving when the crowd disappears. Because when you finally step into the light, you'll be unshakable. You'll stand tall not because it's easy, but because you've already survived what was meant to break you. People will look at you and see the glow, but they won't see the grind. They'll see the glory, but they won't know the story. They'll admire your strength, but they won't realize it was forged in nights of tears, silence, and prayer. But that's okay. You'll smile because you'll know the truth, that everything beautiful about your life was born from something painful. Preparation in the dark is not wasted time. It's sacred time. So if you're in the dark right now, don't panic. You're not forgotten. You're being formed. You're not stuck. You're being stretched. You're not behind. You're being built. Because the light will come. And when it does, everything that was hidden will shine with a purpose that can't be shaken. And you'll stand there and say, with gratitude and strength in your voice, I told you something was coming, and now it's here. Because every scar became a story. Every trial became a teacher. Every setback became a setup. Every delay was divine. You didn't go through it for nothing. You went through it so you could grow through it. And now, when the light hits, you won't just shine, you'll illuminate. You'll show others that darkness doesn't destroy destiny. It develops it. That's transformation through struggle, when the pain of your past becomes the power of your present, and your preparation in the dark becomes your manifestation in the light. Arrival. That sacred moment when everything you spoke, everything you prayed for, everything you worked for, finally stands in front of you. The moment when the invisible becomes visible, when the thing you carried in your spirit for years suddenly takes form in your hands. It's surreal, isn't it? For so long, it was just a dream, just an idea that lived between your hope and your heartbreak. For so long, you whispered it in the dark, unsure if anyone or even heaven was listening, and now it's here. It's real. It's happening. You feel the weight of it, the beauty, the gratitude, the awe. You remember the nights of doubt, the tears that no one saw, the moments when quitting looked easier than believing. But you didn't quit. You stayed, you endured, you waited, and now the waiting is over. But listen to me carefully, arrival is not the end. It's the beginning of responsibility. You see, when the dream becomes reality, something shifts. The same faith that once carried you through waiting must now carry you through walking. You must learn to steward what you once only prayed for, because blessings without discipline can quickly become burdens. You prayed for this opportunity, you prepared for this platform, you fought for this moment, and now that it's here, you must protect it with humility, courage, and vision. Humility first, because arrival is not about pride, it's about purpose. When the promise finally shows up, it's easy to look around and think, I did this. But the truth is, you were guided, graced, and guarded. You had strength, yes, but you also had help you didn't always see. There were hands that held you up, prayers that covered you, moments where divine mercy stepped in when your strength ran out. So when you stand in your victory, stay grounded. Let gratitude be louder than your ego. Let thankfulness be the soundtrack of your success. Remember what it felt like when you had nothing but faith, because that memory will keep you humble when the spotlight finds you. Never forget, the dream doesn't make you greater than others. It makes you a greater servant to others. The second thing you need at arrival is courage. Because believe it or not, success brings its own storms. When you finally step into the light, you'll face new pressure, new expectations, new critics. The same people who once doubted you will now demand from you. The same ones who ignored you will suddenly want your attention, and you'll have to be brave enough to say no when your peace is at risk. Brave enough to stand for your purpose when popularity tries to pull you off course. Brave enough to keep your heart pure when the world tempts you to change who you are for applause. Courage after arrival means having the strength to remain authentic in the face of opportunity. It's easy to be brave when you have nothing to lose. But can you still be brave when you finally have something to protect? Can you still walk in integrity when compromise seems convenient? That's the kind of courage arrival demands. And then vision. Because when what you spoke finally becomes real, it's not time to stop dreaming. It's time to dream again, bigger, deeper, higher. Arrival is not the finish line. It's the launching pad. Every answered prayer gives birth to a new assignment. Every fulfilled dream opens a new horizon. You can't stay where you are just because you finally arrived. You've got to keep seeing, keep building, keep growing. Vision means you understand that this moment, as beautiful as it is only one chapter in your greater story. Yes, celebrate your victory. Breathe it in, feel it. You've earned that. But don't let the celebration make you complacent. Let it make you committed. Because the same faith that brought you here must now evolve to carry you there. To the next level, the next dream, the next impact. Arrival isn't about arrival, it's about becoming. You're not the same person who started this journey. You're stronger now, wiser, softer in spirit, but sharper in purpose. The waiting changed you, the struggle built you, and the victory crowned you. Now others will look to you for inspiration. They'll see your light and wonder how you did it. That's your chance to tell them that the process was painful but necessary, that the waiting was long but holy, that the dark wasn't punishment but preparation. Be the voice that reminds others. Don't give up, because if you hold on long enough, what you spoke will come to life. Your arrival is evidence that faith works. It's proof that patience still pays. It's a reminder that every delay has divine timing. But remember, with every new season comes new stewardship. The dream that once required your belief now requires your balance. The vision that once needed hope now needs wisdom. The door that once seemed impossible to open is now yours to walk through. But how you walk through it matters. Walk with humility, never forgetting the days when you were praying for this. Walk with courage, knowing that greater levels bring greater battles. Walk with vision, refusing to let arrival become a ceiling when it's really a floor. Because true success isn't just about getting there. It's about staying there with grace. When you finally reach your moment, remember, you're not standing there alone. Every sacrifice, every tear, every night of faith, they all stand with you. The person you were before the break through is cheering for you in spirit, proud that you never gave up. This is the moment you were made for. But even now, the story isn't over. Arrival is not where destiny ends. It's where legacy begins. Because the greatest thing you can do with your dream is not just live it, but use it to inspire others to rise too. That's how purpose multiplies. That's how vision becomes victory for more than just you. So stand tall. Look around, feel it. You're standing in the manifestation of what you once only spoke in faith. You've walked through darkness, endured the struggle, and now you're standing in the light. This is it. The moment you said would come is here, but as you stand in this light, don't forget, there's more light ahead. There's more work to do, more lives to touch, more dreams to chase. You didn't come this far just to stop here. You came this far to keep shining. And one day, when you reach your next mountain, your next miracle, your next victory, you'll look back again with the same fire in your soul and the same faith in your heart. And you'll say once more, with conviction and gratitude, I told you something was coming, and now it's here. Because that's what arrival really means, not just that your dream showed up, but that you did. Fully, faithfully, fiercely, and now the world gets to see the result of everything you believed, everything you became, and everything you were destined to be.